You're going live. This means being live streamed. Of course. All right. Tuned in, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the famous Dwayne's podcast. Dwayne, with me is a borderline celebrity known for giving out
No,
free game and curves in the DMs. Miss Sean Floss, he said what up to the people.
yo, what's up, y'all? What's good? I am not a celebrity. That's a misnomer and super false. But I do be curving in the DMs though. A fact.
All right, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. So you went the what started this whole discussion we're about to have right now is you were on live on Instagram and just kind of talking about how you know being an influencer is like more of like a legit career path now. Like it's gonna be like that. And people may want to hold off like getting into tech because tech is the thing to do. I'm in tech myself.
Yeah.
And you know, for the children, for the youth them is like I don't know if I want to put them in there just yet because we're not sure where this is going.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't tell people to not get into tech because it's definitely the career path and like a good space to be in. Like I remember when I was graduating high school and I was going into college and I was like looking at the market, like what is the best thing to do at the time, and business was definitely like number one. Most people that were making money were in some type of business career, some whatever business related. And then I don't know if you remember, but I think it was like 2008. We had that recession. It was like a really big recession or whatever. And the market after the recession came back, the market completely it didn't completely shift, but it shifted. It had a huge shift. So
right.
if you went into college during that recession time studying business, thinking that was the number one industry, you kind of came out at number two. And the number one thing at that time, the growing industry was tech and like computer science and IT and all of that stuff. So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't tell people to like specifically focus on tech, but because I definitely think it's definitely going to still be a top industry, a top space to make money in, for sure, for a good time period. But there might be other stuff coming up, like there's going to be shifts in the market, other things are popping off, and we see that shift now. Like we see a lot of it with the new generation. Like there was some research in 2020, so at the beginning of last year there was some research, and I can't remember the exact number, but I remember a researcher telling us that over 90% of Generation Z were aspiring to be influencers. Like 90% of the current generation, which is the biggest generation at the moment. I think I forget the number, but it's like the largest population of people. And most of them are aspiring to be some type of influencer, which is, to me, I don't know, you can tell me what you think, but to me that's so wow. Like influence is a soft skill. Like it's not necessarily a career or a job or an industry,
Right.
but you see it evolving into one. And I don't know how you feel about that, but it's kind of culture shock for me.
It's kind of like how there was a period of time where everyone wanted to be a rapper, like now.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, like it's such a situation, but being an influencer is like it is a transferable. Like it can pretty much get you into any kind of situation as long as someone puts a product in front of you, move this product, sell you.
Yeah.
That's what it really is. It's just like having a personality, which a lot of
Right.
people out here in these interwebs do not. So if you do have a personality, you can get a following. You're likable, you're attractive, whatever the case may be. You may have some traction
Yeah.
in that. So yeah, this is definitely a thing. And the whole concept of sitting there at a desk for like 40 hours a week, or a factory or a warehouse, or all of that other stuff, it's gonna be gone. Like I
Yeah.
think people talking about robots are going to be taking like all the jobs. They're probably just going to take all the jobs that people don't really like doing.
Yeah, they're already doing that. They're already taking over the warehouse jobs, and like most of the human jobs are like overseeing or like tech related, fixing the robots, all of that stuff. But yeah, like I mean, I don't necessarily think that's a bad shift though. I think markets are going to change. I think the world's going to continue to evolve, and like we there's jobs that we don't, most people don't even like working. So like, you know, if there's jobs that we don't want to do that robots are going to do, that's completely fine by me. I do see how that might bother, like that might hurt somebody who like has a career, has built a career in a space that's kind of being automated at the time. Like I don't want to, you know, be insensitive to that, but I do see, I definitely see the evolution of like where people are going, and I think I put this on my story. I put like when we were aspiring for careers, like, you know, growing up, like everybody, at least in my circle, everybody wanted to essentially be rich. Like we were all trying to find fame. We were not trying to find fame, we were trying to find money. We're trying to figure out like how, like what's the fastest path to like millionaire status. And now we see the current generation, they really want to be famous and they want to be influential. Like I think it's worth calling out that not all of the Generation Z that want to be influencers, they don't all want to be influencers just for the fame. Like some of them want to be influencers because they want to change the world. A lot of them want to do like, you know, they see that there's opportunity in influencing and like evolving just the planet, the world, civilization in general, which I think, you know, I don't understand like the aspiration to want to be an influencer, but I can kind of see like why that makes sense for the space that they're playing in. So, you know, it's not, I don't know, like it's really hard. We I don't think we should judge, because I definitely think like this is just where we are based on like what we've created. And there's a ton of opportunity and a ton of good work that can happen for this new generation and like where jobs are going. So, you know, it's not all bad, I don't think.
Yeah, 1,000%. And then we also have to factor in that, you know, me and you, we knew about life before the internet. These
Yes.
people were born in it. You know,
Yes,
they were
they're
raised
born.
in the dark, you know, that whole thing. So like they have different, and then like basically attention being currency now,
Right.
which like childhood, like a child will cry, they get attention. It's like, all right, let me keep doing that. And so
Right.
that just keeps going and going. And now, you know, I guess attention balls in the clout, but I think it's
Right.
like, yeah, I know,
Yeah, that's
like
a
not all
whole
attention is good
nother
attention,
conversation.
but
Yeah.
that kids are looking at that and like, this is power. This is the closest thing I've seen to power without it looking like evil. Because the social studies
Right.
that teach, like, you know, all these dictators were bad, and maybe they were, maybe they weren't. We don't know. We wasn't there, but
Right.
you know, to have like that power over somebody, you know, to be the Michael Jackson of the era, which will never be another one. But you know, the point of just being that, you know,
Yeah.
is something to aspire to.
Yeah. No, for sure. And you know, this is kind of like a catch 22, because like if you think about influencing specifically, like let's use podcasting for example. Like podcasting used to be very like grassroots. It used to be a hobby or a job or a role for people who did not have the broadcast capability. They couldn't get to the radio, or they couldn't be, you know, global or on big platforms. So they used a podcast to go to spread their message. And now you see like big celebrities, like famous people gravitating toward these spaces. And like, and it's the same thing with social media, it's the same thing with influencing. Like the bigger influencers are already the famous people. Like I think what people think influencing is going to be is absolutely evolving and changing. Oh shoot, I lost him. Hold up, y'all. Was it me? Did I do that? Couldn't have been me. Hold up. Wi-Fi. What you do?
Nothing. And this is actually like the least controversial conversation I've ever had. You come in and, you know, wow.
What you do?
So
No,
you
it
were
just kicked
saying,
you out.
I get I got kicked out of my own room. Ridiculous.
Yeah, you did. It was just me in here by myself. What's the last thing you heard?
Nothing.
You heard nothing? Because I don't remember what I was talking about. What was I saying? I was talking about how celebrities are taking over like the influencer space.
Yeah.
Like, and my point, like where I was going with that was that I don't think influencing is going to be what people think is going to be. Like in the next, I don't know how long. I don't want to put a time limit on it, but like if you just look at the landscape of, you got like those macro influencers and then you got micro influencers and you have people who are influencing like at, smaller scales or whatever. And I forget what they call those, mini influencers, something like that. But the macros are already the famous people. So they're like kind of infiltrating these spaces. So like podcasting or like, like product placements or just like anything that's related to like help, like influencing people to move in a certain way. They're infiltrating that space anyway. So where I think I see the jobs going, so I think there's two spaces. I think tech is going to stay big. I think it's going to be really hard for tech to even move off that number one spot in the next couple of decades. It probably will at some point, but I don't see it happening now. And specifically in blockchain, like blockchain is like, if you're going to be an engineer, you might as well study blockchain. Like that's going to be a big deal. Cryptos and NFTs are going to be all over the damn place. And at some point they might even like, replace the fiat. But if you're going to study engineering, that's something, at least study a portion of blockchain. But then also as like these influencing spaces evolve, like there's the opportunity for business roles to like continue to intersect with tech and influencing. So like if you think about people who are YouTubers, like YouTubers are probably master level monetizers, especially if you have a bunch of like, followers or subscribers. You probably really understand monetization deeply. And big businesses pay for stuff like that. Like knowing how to market, knowing how to run ads, knowing how to like set up content, knowing how to curate content. Like magazines hire people like that all the time. Like there's a ton of opportunity in learning this space and navigating it. If you know how to transfer the skill over to another industry, then they're going to be fine. Like they're going to have a ton of opportunity, a ton of roles. And they're learning the stuff so young. Like these, I mean, like you have 7-year-olds who got like billions of followers on the internet and who are monetizing and making money. Like there's plenty of people, there's plenty of younger people getting into like adult money faster. So
right.
I don't know. It's really interesting to watch it all play out. I don't know what that means for like our generation or like the rest of the world, but I can see the opportunity being there for sure.
True. So let's say there's somebody in the middle, like they already have kids in school, they're like going to be in high school soon, and they're like nearing the end of their high school career.
Mm-hmm.
They like, Mom, Dad, what do you think I should do? I kind of want to do this or do that. Mm-hmm. And they're always the whole thing of go to college, become a debt slave, and blah blah blah. Be done with that. That's dead. So
yeah, it should be dead.
Yeah. Should have never started in the first place. Should have never lived. But
yeah, and we're really the like our generation, the millennials are the biggest. Like we're the biggest population for that too. Like we're pretty much the only generation that like bared the burden of that type of debt. Is the generation before us, especially in the black community, even in other communities, like education was not that expensive. It did not cost as much as it do today. So like all of us were being pushed to go to school, which of course, that relationship between supply and demand moves the price line. College is really expensive. We all go to college. We come out with all of this debt and we have decent jobs, but we like, the debt to equity ratio is off. And then we come to the realization, our generation have kids and we're like, that's stupid. Don't do that shit. Like, don't do it that way. That's backwards. So we're probably the only generation that's going to suffer like that, to be honest, which is, it's good that we'll stop it. It'll probably be some of it still happening because the generations kind of touch a little bit and, 20-year spans there's some overlap there, but yeah, I forgot your question though. That took me on a tangent.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Just like what what should we tell these children that are like, maybe thinking about college, just thinking about life after high school, like in the real world? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I would tell anybody the same thing. Like for me, to me, working, being a part of civilization, being a part of society, we all have to have a job. We all have to work, right? You have to like earn and live, right? And if you can find something that you love to do or you like to do, that's what you should do, because you're going to spend a lot of time doing it. You're going to spend way too much of your life doing it. And living to me is all about being happy. So if you can find a way to be happy doing the job that you do, that's what I would encourage people to do. So if they're into like, like video creation, they're into editing, if they're into making music, if they're into, if they're into influencing, if you're into that stuff, then I would encourage my kids to like kind of, lean into it, but understand it more deeply than just like socializing. Right. Like I think there's like the surface level of influencing, which is like I want more followers, or I want people to like me, I want likes on my pictures. And then there's the like, yeah, I know how to make money off this shit. Like I can get paid doing all of this. And the faster you learn how to do that stuff, the faster you learn what you're good at or what you're not good at, and you can continue to develop those skills. And maybe you do want to go to college, or maybe you do need to go to trade school or like deepen your education. But that, I mean, I would tell anybody to go whatever path is more natural for you and to just to continue to learn. But it's definitely about the hard skill. Like I worry that we talk about influencing, again, it's influencing is a soft skill. It's something that you do to do something. Like I use my influence to sell or to do what selling is a hard skill. So whatever your influence is like moving you toward, whatever your influence is helping you do from a hard skill perspective, that's where you really got to spend a lot of, investment in, because influencing probably comes easy to a real influencer. If you're really charismatic or you really, people gravitate towards you, that's probably already in you. You don't even need to learn that. Like you just got it. But that would be my advice for kids. If I had a kid right now, that's what I would be telling my kid. Yo, Miguel, what's up? Thank y'all for the badges. I appreciate y'all. Y'all, Dwayne done left me again. What y'all think though? Drop some comments for me. Do y'all even have kids? What do y'all think? What are y'all telling y'all children? Education only became expensive when the federal government started funding it. Yeah, right. When they saw the opportunity, yeah, that's exactly when it became expensive. Yo, what's going on? What you do?
I don't know. I got to curse out my internet provider because this is
You ain't pay your
ridiculous.
bill?
This ain't never happened to me a day in my life.
Yeah, I feel you.
I've been at work all day using the same internet connection, and ain't
Yeah,
none of that ever happened.
it'd
We
be
over
like
here
that.
trying to do something good for the people, and here we go.
Every time, it's always when we do something good for the people. The conspiracy. You be watching conspiracy videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
Not the way you just said. Yeah, me too. I'm not judging. No
Yeah,
judgment.
I probably gotta go off YouTube and go to like BitChute or something like that.
Yeah. Yo. But yeah, okay. So what's the last thing you heard me say? Nothing.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, like even though I think it's still recording with you in it, so I think you're good when you're in.
Okay. Good. Good to know. Good, good. So what else you want to talk about? You want me to re-say everything I just said? That's crazy. No, okay, yes. You're right. Definitely crypto is fiat as well. But there's a lot of variance in crypto and in NFTs. It's a complicated bag. Something that I'm still learning a lot about, by the way. Telling my kids leave the world a better place than you found it. But what you think they're gonna do? What's that even mean? Miguel, don't play with me. Don't play with me like that. That's not even funny. Not even funny. I mean, I do feel like we should leave the world a better place, but what does that mean? It's so subjective. Like, how does one do that? But yeah, that's definitely what I would tell my kids though for sure. You're muted if you're talking.
So, like I was gonna say, I know this is crazy. And what I'm actually about to say might be controversial, so maybe that's why it just read my mind. You know, the internet word. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say what happened on Monday with the whole Facebook whistleblower thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What about it?
Well, one, I think that was all cap.
The
That was
whistleblowing?
yeah. Nah. You a double agent or whatever. Like
It wasn't a whistleblow. Like if anybody that don't know all that stuff about Facebook already just ain't paying attention. That wasn't a whistleblow. It's a whole movie about it on Netflix. Literally, a legit whole movie with the executives from Facebook telling exactly that same shit.
mm-hmm.
Like no whistleblowing was happening. This person just restated some information that we all should be hip to. Like Facebook knows exactly what they're doing. Facebook is killing ads. They're killing cookie traction. Like they are killing data. They know exactly what they're doing. And when Zuckerberg went in front of Congress in 2018, they could not catch him up on nothing. So like it's not like he changed anything with his algorithm or anything. Like they know the goal is that they make addictive tech, right? They want you on
Mm-hmm.
the platform. They want you to spend time on it. They don't really give a shit if you live a healthy life or whatever because they're making like you saw he lost what $6.6 billion during that downturn or during his was it outage. um I mean, that and it was only like 5 hours. Like that's how much money this man makes every day. Like they're
Yeah,
not.
that's wild.
He doesn't care that you live a healthy life or that you like everything is fruitful. Like if people don't think that he doesn't know that, then I don't know what y'all paying attention to because that's true for all the platforms. Really, they say it differently, but at the end of the day, the way that social media, especially like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all of them, they make money based off of ads revenue. So they have to have people on the platform and they have to have them on there consistently in order for these big companies to pay them in ads. It's just facts. Like if y'all not on the platform, they can't get paid. So they want you there. It's not a whistleblow. Like it's just
Stating the obvious.
yeah, it's very obvious. Exactly. I mean, I think a part of it they were saying that I don't want to misquote it because I didn't like fully go into it, but it was something about I know it was abusing user data, which we know they do. That's why they went to Congress in 2018, and something about like underage kids being on the platform, like a whole bunch of under 13 kids, which they're not supposed to be on it if you're under that age. But I mean, I don't think they care.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
don't think they care.
yeah, because like I mean, one is like how can you enforce that? And then like I mean, back in the day, when I was under 18, and I remember back at adult websites, it'd be like, if you're under 18, you can't go here. You're over 18, right?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's no way to enforce it. And if there is a way to enforce it, it costs too much to like there's no I feel like there's no ROI on that. So they're just like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and really legally, they have to enforce it, right? So what they do is like they set the age, right? So if you put your age into the system, then they know how old you are, and legally, that's them saying like we care about how old you are, right? But like we said, these kids were born into the tech era, like. They know that that's all you have to do is just lie about the age, fudge the year, change it to whatever is applicable for the platform, and you're on it. Like, so it isn't really like they're not doing the most they can do to keep them off of the platform. They're doing what they need to do legally so that they don't, they don't get fined. I'm just here,
Yeah.
so I'll be fined, type thing.
Yeah, it's like that meme when they talk about like security and like the guy, he's just doing that little fake pat down, letting people walk
Yeah.
through.
Oh
That's
yeah.
all it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, that's all that is.
Yeah, that's basically what that is. Yeah,
Shoot.
exactly.
I have a
But I don't know. It's crazy.
yeah, because like I have an ex that like she lied about her age on Facebook as a joke, and now years later she's like 100 something years old. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
oldest person on Facebook.
yeah, and I got a family member who sharing my name because I don't want to blow up his spot, but he just turned 21. But according to Facebook, he turned 23.
Okay.
So there's
Right.
that too. So
Right.
yeah, like it's just a lot of cap. But like people are doing what they need to do legally to not be held liable. And
Right.
with the law, it's not about right or wrong. It's about what's legal and what's not.
Yeah, what
And
can you
can you
get caught
prove
up
it?
for in court? Exactly. That's it. That's it. And like Facebook is lucky. Like they just get lucky because, and this is why I don't really like Zuckerberg. Like I got this whole thing against Zuckerberg. I do not like. I think he's an alien too. So I really just don't like this person. But he
Go ahead.
he gets so lucky with this shit because like YouTube got caught up on like having a lot of content on their platform that was I forget what they called it, like explicit content or like content that wasn't suitable for children or shouldn't be on the internet or whatever, and they experienced like heavy fines. So Google really had to work hard to like come out of that, and they're still fighting. They had to stand up whole team, like trust and safety teams, to combat all the bad shit that was on their platform. They literally put in real tech to protect users from seeing shit that was really, detrimental to kids. Like, I don't know if you remember that one video. It was like some video that was like a kid's video that would play like a child's video. And then in the middle, it had like a suicide message in it.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, and it was pushed on YouTube as like as a kid's video. So
Mhm.
they're doing a lot of work to keep that stuff off the platform. But that's just because like they got called out on it. YouTube is not YouTube. Facebook is just not getting called out on shit. Like I don't know if it's their users are real, like, cause YouTube attracts a lot of, different thinkers. Like that's where you go for your conspiracy theories. You go for the different shit on YouTube. You don't really go to Facebook for that. So I don't know if they did a good job of just attracting people that don't create enough friction so that they're not in that space and they don't have to deal with that. But I feel like Zuckerberg just got lucky. He just gets lucky all the time. Like, I hate that. I hate it because really, I mean, he is abusing user data. He is like he is like he's doing a good job at it too, and keeping it covered and making so much money off of it too. Like, I don't want to be a hater, but that's how I
mean,
feel.
it is what it is. Like there's a like Facebook just figured out the kind of clothes I like. It's a wrap. Like I can't be on there for like a good like week and a half. It's over.
It's over.
I keep seeing this pair of sneakers. I'm just like,
Oh, they got me. They Instagram, really, they figured out what kind of shoes I'm into. They know what kind of makeup I like. They know I'm into skincare. They be running me. I mean, but it's it's a positive to that, right? Like they're doing tech really well too. Like their algorithms are working. Like they're doing a good job of figuring out what people like. But I wish I could turn that shit off. Like I wish I could turn those off. Like what if you have a spending goal and you like really bad at spending? Like I want to turn off the ads. They got to turn it off, but they won't. They're not gonna turn it off. That's their money. That's the bread and butter of their business. So
unless they start charging like these other streaming services, like Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a monthly premium that you don't see no ads.
Yeah. YouTube does that too. Yeah, that I don't know if the return, like if the comparative analysis like on the money they make now versus charging a monthly subscription would balance out. But if it did, I'm sure they would try it, and I'm sure people would pay for it too.
Yeah, because I've been I've been like switching up emails to do the whole free YouTube thing, like a little trial thing.
Yeah, no, I feel
Yeah,
you.
because look, I remember how much they charge a month, but I ain't paying it.
I don't even know. I got the, I have the premium account. I don't pay for it though. You know how we do. I don't pay for nothing. I be finessing across the board.
But a flex, yeah, that's your way to get back at the man. You know what I'm saying? They keep targeting you and harassing you, but things that you want to buy, tempting
Right,
you when you trying to be on the righteous path. It's the
right.
least you can do is not pay for them.
Not the righteous path. I'm trying. I'm trying to get there, but you know they held me back. Really. But yeah, I don't know. What else? What else? Did we cover everything? Did I talk about the stuff you wanted to talk about?
We did talk about the job market, AI. We didn't really touch on AI. What are your thoughts on AI? Like, does that startle you?
No. Well, why would it startle me?
I
What's
don't
startling
know.
about it?
You know, like you think like it's gonna be like RoboCop in like 10 years.
Probably. I mean, maybe not 10 years, but you've seen Elon's robots, right? You've seen
Yeah.
the iRobot. I saw a lot of articles that was fake promo, and he wasn't really gonna drop those. I hope he does though. I really do. I think that'd be tight. Like I love the robots. I rock with the robots. I feel like I think I think it's really irrational. We got a real irrational fear of robots. I think people kind of underestimate how much they are already around us.
Mm-hmm.
And like they only think about iRobot when they think about robots, and they don't think about all the other tech around them and all the other shit that's powering their experiences in life. So I'm not scared. Like I don't think a lot of stuff can outsmart me. So I'm not even really shook like that. And I'm definitely a fan of convenience. So if you bring a robot in my life and they can do all my stuff for me, if somebody can come in my house and fold my clothes, I would be so happy with everything. Like I'm literally waiting for the moment I can get one of these Elon robots so I can have somebody fold my clothes for real. Seriously. Me and my friend was talking about that too.
Yeah, that would be actually that would probably take the housekeeping industry out the game. Honestly, they have like they'll come clean your house, fold your clothes and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I
Yeah.
feel about a robot cooking my food though, but
Nah, nah. We skip that. Maybe they can do the prep, like they can cut up everything,
yeah. Cause then I'd be like, yo, is that a black robot or a white robot? I'll need my joint seasoned right.
Right. I need my shit seasoned, like extras. I need to see my seasoning before you put my meat on that grill. That's on everything. But yeah, how you feel about it? What you think about artificial intelligence?
Well, I think that there's been a lot of predictive programming since like the 80s, probably even before then. But
Yeah,
I wasn't around then, so I'm just, going by a little bit that I know.
yeah.
And I think that as long as you can put fear behind it, you can like you can get dollars from it like by putting the response to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like Big Brother, the whole thing, like they were selling something that you can cover your little webcam thing with, which is just like a sticker, but they were selling it
Yes.
for like what, $40 or something crazy like that.
Oh, what I get those for free? Again, I'll pay for nothing. No.
Look, some tape in there, like I don't, I put my
Yeah.
thumb right there, like it's whatever.
A
Like,
sticker or anything can go right there.
yeah, like yeah, this is a CIA approved. Like no, it's like nah.
It's a sticker.
So,
Oh my
but like
god.
there's always a lane for that. Like whenever there's like fear to be pushed, they always do that. So even like the police dogs from Black Mirror that they keep showing it, like in New York City and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yo, well, okay, not the police dogs, but the like what China is doing with technology, with like, basically tracking people's exact movements and lives off of like those little passports that they have and shit. That shit is what freaks me out though. Like it's not even the robots, it's the government again
Mm-hmm.
using this technology to infiltrate our lives and to tell us what to do. That's the
Right.
freaky shit. Because China, I didn't even really realize like how bad it was until COVID hit. But they have been in that space. Like they've been like, moving toward this like automated life or this what do they call it? It's like social currency or something, social debt
Yeah,
currency.
social credit score.
Yes, social credit score. Yeah, they have those for real. Like that's a real thing. And I thought it was, aspirational, hypothetical, but China is on that. They own it big time. And you know how it goes when one of those big markets kind of pick up something, they want to push it everywhere else. And they're working on that like one world government thing and one world currency and all that shit. So that's the other thing. Like I don't think the robots is the problem. I think the people are the problem. For
Yeah,
real.
I agree. Yeah, it's definitely that. We definitely don't want to become China.
We
I can't
never want
even,
to be China.
I mean, the crazy thing is, like, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't stream in China anyway, so I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right.
but,
No, for real, for real.
but yeah, it's just, I mean that, and I think also like I hear some pretty wild things about North Korea. Also, I'm in the process of watching Squid Games, and I'm pretty sure that's based in North Korea. All right, I'm
Yeah,
just
I
being offensive for a
started
reason.
like the first episode of Squid Games, but I hear people die. I don't like watching people die. So I
So
heard
you
a lot
didn't
of
see?
people die.
I'm guessing you didn't see the whole thing then, because like,
I
yeah,
didn't watch the whole first
at the end of
episode.
the first episode, niggas is dying.
See, that's why I didn't want to watch it. Nah, I
Like,
don't like
I
watching
think
people
they said they
die.
had 456 contestants that came in, and after the first round, it was like 220 something.
They cut it by half. Okay, so is it like execution brutal, like you see the blood and everything?
Yes.
Nah, I ain't watching that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm not doing it. I'm not. It's a no for me. It's a big no. But you let me know how it goes. Like give me the synopsis. Tell me how the whole show works out. I know it's like a game, like a game. It's only one winner, one person win.
I look, only watched 2 episodes, so I don't know.
Oh,
But
okay. And the
yeah,
prize is like
apparently it's for like a lot of money. And the thing
yeah.
is that these people is based on debt, which, again, predictive programming, all the millennial generation that's in like the most debt is probably like, damn, I hope this doesn't happen over here.
Wait, what do you mean? It's based on debt. Nah, tell me what that means. I didn't get that far into it.
So everybody that was there,
Uh-huh.
that's the thing. Again, I'm not sure before we got to the episode. Everyone that signed up for the game is in like crazy debt. Now it's a
Mm-hmm.
different currency from American currency, but like they're talking about like a million. I think it's called like one. Their currency is one over there. So it's like a million one, a billion. Like niggas is in debt. Some people they set up, they got like stuff with loan sharks and stuff like that. So it's like, look, either I die here or I die out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Oh.
so they're using like their desperation to like play this game. And
Okay, and
it's
who's
like,
over the game though? Who's the ruler of the game?
I don't know, some nigga walking around dressed like Dr. Doom. So
I fuck with Doom though. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't like watching people die though. I hate that. I really
so
do.
like movies like so you don't like horror movies or like any of the Saw movies and nothing like that.
I don't do horror at all. Like none. And I don't do suspense if it's too suspenseful, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm guessing like if it's like especially if it's like relatable.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
did you like Knock Knock?
Who?
It's Knock Knock. It was Keanu Reeves on a Netflix movie where like two girls came to his crib in the rain when he had like the house to himself.
Nah, I ain't see that. Did he die?
Ain't nobody wait, somebody did die, but it wasn't like a ill death. It was just,
Yeah, somebody died though. I don't
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Mm. Nah, I don't even be keeping up with a lot of the movies for real. I need to do better. Actually, no, I'm probably not gonna do better. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't be trying. Uh-oh. Dwayne froze, y'all. Social credit. Okay. whatever they call it. That shit creepy to me. Yo, I appreciate y'all for copping badges though. That's love. Too much money will be lost in traffic to the site. You mean if they charge for social media? Is that what's going on? Yeah, that whole Facebook thing, like when all of that stuff went up, they don't care. They all of Facebook is working. Facebook and Instagram is working by design. Like this is not they didn't mess that up. They did this on purpose. Yeah, everything definitely got pros and cons for sure. For sure, for sure. Yes, I do recognize that it's net worth. Whoever this is in my following with the well actuallys, yes. Yes, that definitely net worth. What's up, Dwayne? You back?
Yeah, man, I'm about to curse these niggas out and get some free internet for like the rest of my life. I swear.
Yeah, you
But
should.
so I know you gotta dip soon. So
Yeah.
um, just trying to bring it back full circle to like what we talk about, like the future of the job market. Like, what would you say, like your final statement of like how you think things are going, and any advice that you want to give to somebody just like trying to adapt and not get lost in the sauce?
I mean, I'm gonna say the same thing. Definitely do what you love. Find something that you really are into and that you don't mind doing. Like something that you really feel adds value to the world. That's always going to be the better careers for anybody. That's even Generation Z, millennials, old people, whoever. Like this is what we do every day. So we gotta like what we're doing. If you're in engineering, definitely, I mean, keep the trajectory with engineering, blockchain. If you can study blockchain, like I know a bunch of companies that are hiring for blockchain engineers and they pay in so well. So if you can study and learn that now, I would definitely get into that. And then the last thing we talked about this about if you are an influencer on social media, finding because influencing is a soft skill, finding the relatable hard skill and like deepening that knowledge so that if for whatever reason these platforms go down or whatever happens that you still have the hard skill and you will still be able to transfer those skills into other career markets. Those are all the gems that I would drop.
Okay, now if people want to find you, where can they find you at?
I'm on all the social media as Sean Flossie, but I'm not on TikTok and I'm not on Snapchat. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I got a YouTube. I don't got no subscribers on that thing. So follow me on YouTube.
And you also are an author or authoress.
Yes. Is that the female version of author? Who knew?
I don't
I
know.
should
I
know
saw
that.
my girlfriends and my wife uses it all the time, so I'm guessing it's a
Oh,
real word.
or is it the plural version of? No, that would just be authors. Okay, no, yeah, no. I write. So I write erotic fiction. I have three. Technically, I have four published books. Three of them are nonfiction. Wait, three of them are fiction. One of them is nonfiction. But you can find my books on findflossy.com. You can also find them on Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, Google Books, Apple Books, anywhere on the internet, really. Just search my name, it'll pop up. Because I own my knowledge panel, and we should talk about that. Another point too. You should own your knowledge panel. If you are an entity, a business, or a brand, get your knowledge panel. It's free.
So for someone that don't know nothing about nothing like me, what is a knowledge panel?
Oh, okay. So when you search yourself on, so let's say you are a brand of some sort or you have like a collection of things like your name is searchable. If you search yourself on Google search, there is a knowledge panel will pop up. Like if you search anybody's name on the right side, it'll tell you that person, who they are, where they're from, their age, what they do. If you are an entity of some sort and you haven't claimed your knowledge panel, it will populate and it'll ask you to like, are you this person? Do you want to claim it? So if you are searchable on the internet and you haven't claimed your knowledge panel, you should, because then you can manipulate all that data. You can put your own links on there. You can put, you can update or change your description, your pictures, your whatever. And essentially it's kind of like free promo because you're not charged for your knowledge panel. Essentially, it's basically is you, as it's you on the internet, but it helps people get to the right sources. So like overall, the knowledge panel it was implemented for people to like have better data, but it's helpful for you if you are a business. You can use that. So search your
That
name
was
if
useful
it
as hell.
pops up. Say it again.
That was useful as hell.
Not for real. If you just search your name, if you have one, it'll pop up, and then it'll ask you, do you want to claim it? And then you have to validate if it's you or not.
That's
And
cool.
hope somebody else haven't claimed it.
Yeah, I'm right now. But thank you so much. You can find me where you found me at. Make sure you like, subscribe, cancel, slander, whatever. You're still on live on your joint, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been
So
live the whole time.
oh dang, so I'll probably like a anyway.
No, it's fine.
So
It's just internet, y'all. It's not.
yeah, so you can find me at I am Duenas on Instagram, famous Duenas on YouTube. I am Duenas on Twitter. You'll need to.
Uh-oh. That's so funny because I think we lost him again, y'all.